Hello and welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol and I will be your host today. I am a little under the weather, I think. I'm sounding a little hoarse. By the way, the little puppy on the far left, if it looks like the puppy is limping, she is. She was stepped on by the bigger of my two calves in her little foot, and bless her heart, she's still hopping around. So it hurt her pretty badly. I was able to bend it and kind of squeeze it without her screaming. So hopefully there's no break there. It's just a matter of whatever it is healing. Hello, Awakened. Hi, Rolling Stone. Can y'all hear me okay? Hi, Henny. Hi, Lene. Good to see you. Hi, CK. Hey, Christy. Oh, hello. Let's get the link over here. So yeah, I've been feeling kind of low energy for like the past 3 days. Like I'm kind of something's trying to get hold of me, and I probably haven't been eating the best. So Rolling Stone, Henny, Lene, Rolling Stone, Christy. Hey, Plant Freak. All right. Thanks, Rolling Stone. Appreciate that. Not going to use those other head things, headsets or whatever. Hey.
Hey, how are ya?
Okay, like I said, I'm low energy, but hanging in there.
It's kind of been that kind of way the past few days, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Kind of. But
Something's trying to get hold of me. Well,
yeah.
I never did commit to any kind of vacation taken. I do need to get to Mississippi to get my mom's headstone where it belongs. But we have not gotten that far as planning or anything like that. You too, Henny. Hope
Hello,
you feel better
Henny,
too.
Rolling Stone. Thank you. I don't wear them too often. I need them when because I can't. I can see up close just fine, but I can't see far distances. And but they have a blue blocker on them for the screens, and so my
Oh,
head's
yeah.
hurting just a little today. So when I have that little tinge, I put them on, but I also have to like lean way back because otherwise you guys are blurry.
they
But
do they do look good on you.
you, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like them. I like they got the kind of cat eye thing going on. So yeah, this is when you see me walking around town and stuff like this, I look like this or like this. If I have to read something, I do the old lady thing. I take my glasses off and put them up on my head and then put them back down so I can see where I'm going in the store.
Hey, Pup
Lots of fun.
Groomer. Good to see you. So, does anybody feel like there there are things that come to interrupt their lives has been the central focus? There's so many things that I would like to have done with my life
Mm-hmm.
that got derailed by this thing and that thing and the other thing, an abusive home life to a, covert narcissism marriage for
Mm-hmm.
in a 5 year stint of my life, and then to, you know, a drinking career, to a pregnancy and relinquishing, to, you know, getting sober, to then joining a extreme religion type movement that inevitably leads me to a cult, and then having to recover from all of that. And I'm just like, okay, what is this road, what are all these roadblocks here to do? What do they want?
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the depression and the and the cycles and the surviving from one crisis to the next,
Right, right, right.
you know and I'm not
It's a
asking that in an inquisitive way. I'm asking it in an angry way, like, what the f?
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, is that something you've been journaling about a lot
Mhm.
lately or been on your mind? Have you kind of
Well,
thought
I
of
mean,
anything?
I didn't think of it until today that like, what the hell? What the actual hell?
Right? Little side, all of these little side journeys. Did you come up with anything? I mean, have you seen a common thread through any of it that
No, not
has
not
helped
not
you?
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, I just posited that whole thing.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It, it's
And
a lot of,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think life just takes a lot of sideways sideways tracks,
Yeah.
and I kind of, me personally, and this is just my, hippie side, um, I think all roads lead to Rome ultimately, like to what we're supposed to learn and know about ourselves. I think sometimes we just take really convoluted ways to get there, and I think the universe or God or however that looks for you is like, oh, okay, you want to go down this road? All right, let's walk down it, and um I
Well,
think
I
we
I feel
all
like I kept being pushed down it. I'd take a step and I'd get pushed, and 3 steps, 4
Mhm.
steps, were just
Yeah.
stumbling from the push,
Oh yeah. Well, and
you
that's
know?
the thing too, sometimes when it feels like the universe shoves you, I mean, if you think about it, when you get shoved, it takes you, you're like stumbling for quite a few steps.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Pup
Yeah,
Groomer says, I hear you, Carol, kind of there now. But thank you everybody's for the comments on the glasses. Henny, I
yeah,
believe our first impressions of who we are impact our adult lives. It's a learning path. Oh, Henny, I like that. I like that.
yeah,
Our first impressions of who we are impact our adult lives.
yeah,
I can see that. I
yeah.
can see that, I
Well,
mean,
I
if
mean, I
you,
was definitely somebody who was not worth being alive, that felt like I had to apologize for the oxygen I was using, I was
yeah,
breathing or whatever.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Well, Lene says, I wonder why I am still. So many better people have left this earth and why and would have contributed so much, not right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a very it's kind of like, what is our purpose here in life? I think it's one of those questions of, how it's amazing. Michael and I talk about this all the time. Like he'll look at me sometimes and he'll go, "Eh, could you imagine if you would have taken the time when we were in a tent in Washington State, and we were eating rotisserie chicken and all of that, and you would have picked us up out of that time and dropped us here right now, and you'd have the vet in the yard, and then the other cars and the Acadia and the house and everything. It's like, could you imagine what that would look like? And I think that's a profound question too.
yeah.
Like, if you hadn't had those times of eating rotisserie chicken and dollar bread, like, would you appreciate this? And I'm not saying that that's what your path has done, but just for us, that's kind of where we're like, wow, like this is really such a different turn of events. But I think one little decision in life can change so
So
many things,
Yeah.
much.
you know.
Yeah,
It's like 1 second, 1 moment, 1 decision changes the whole course of your life. And then you don't
Yeah.
get to go back and redo it. You just go from that point forward, and you just learn, and you hopefully grow and can hopefully help somebody else along the way. And
Well,
um
yeah, some things are learning experiences.
yeah,
yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah.
Like hack up a lung, but yeah, they also have uh, consequences for the things that we have done to ourselves in the past.
mhm,
We also have black swan events, which that's more of a it's a term meaning in in global politics, things like that, it's a term meaning something random that you can't predict, a terrorist attack,
Mhm.
a market crash and things like that. But we have those. I mean, that was one of the things I was thinking about when I was coming on. You were going on earlier how you even use the term covert narcissism, and I was thinking about that logging on, and that is what killed my last learning opportunity was a covert narcissist. And she didn't just kill my opportunity, she killed the same opportunity for most of the staff there. And while it was validating to know I wasn't the only one, and it was also validating to because other people also were able to check, I think this person is a covert narcissist. What do you think? And they said, yes, this matches everything we have learned right after the very class on covert narcissism. It's like you could not have asked for a better example. But
Right.
yeah, it is. There was a line in what movie was it? One with Sandra Bullock, where she falls in love with somebody who's never even paid her. I can't remember the name. While you were sleeping, there's one
Oh,
line.
yeah.
There's one line in the movie where the father of this family that she's trying to integrate herself into, says, "There's one moment when everybody's well, everybody's doing good, and all is peaceful. This is not that moment." And that's the way I'm kind of thinking that, that is really the kind of way it is. There is only one moment when we don't have a lot of pressing problems, and
Right.
Yeah.
it's just one of those things you just have to enjoy, I guess, when it comes along.
Yeah. Well, you can't enjoy the celebration on the mountaintops
Yeah.
without the valleys. I mean, that's what makes you rejoice when you get to the top of the mountain that you've climbed and you've, overcome whatever it was you were overcoming.
Yeah.
Whether it was addiction or compulsive behavior or a situation. Definitely. And I wanted to say, Rolling Stone says, I've dodged death so many times, I can only conclude I have subhuman Neanderthal hobbit
I
genes.
was going to put
And
that
it's
one
like,
up next after reading Henny. Sometimes unlearning
oh,
what we know as familiar to replace those feelings and behaviors to a more fulfilling outcome. Yeah,
yes.
and that's, I mean, that's certainly a good goal. I
And
just don't know that I've
unlearning,
arrived there or even embarked and started the journey.
unlearning behaviors is so difficult because you have to basically break down who you are in that situation, and you have to break it down and kind of analyze it and then rebuild yourself to a different outcome. And so it is a very complicated undertaking, I
Yeah.
mean, to
I mean,
figure out all of that.
what the hell just happened
Yeah.
before the next shoe drops?
Mm.
Right, right, right,
Mm.
right. Or maybe both shoes have dropped and you're like, okay, well, here are both of the shoes. So now what? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very difficult place to be kind of untangling that because there's so much tied to so much of our core beliefs and core beliefs about who we are, not like I believe in God or I believe in the universe, but about who we are, whether that's I'm not worthy of love or I'm not worthy to breathe oxygen or I take up space or whatever that looks like. You really have to get to a point where you kind of give yourself permission to be like, no, I deserve to breathe this air the same as everybody else. And
I
that
just kind of got to
can
the
be hard.
unapologetic part. Look, I'm here.
Yeah.
I have to have oxygen. Deal with it.
Right. Right, right, right. Well, and and even getting there, like, there's a certain amount of you've got to get angry about it. I mean,
Mhm.
to get to that point, you've got to be like, okay, forget you. Like I deserve it. And I think some people get angry, some people, come through forgiveness. I mean, there's so many different ways to get there, but it's still really difficult.
Yeah.
It's such a difficult journey, and I think it's something everybody goes through. There's always something that we're having to unpack about ourselves, because you just get through one thing and you're like, yes, and then it's like, here comes another thing. It's like universe is like, oh, okay, yay you, here you go. And you're just like, no, really, really, can I put the world down for just a minute? I kind of picture that like Hercules, where he's got like the world on his shoulders, and you're like, can you just set it down for a second? Like, can you let me breathe? It's almost like the universe is like, hey, you're on track. Let's keep it going. Throw some fire on the coal, or some coal on the fire, and get it going down. It's Cosmic found her headphones.
Yay.
Yeah, it's it is, and some days it's really easy to look at life and be so grateful, and then other days you look at it and you just see all of the bad decisions you made, and all of the things that you missed, and all of the things that you could have done better, and the things you wished you could have done. And and then that kind of, it's like it activates the little ant army, and then next thing you know, you're kind of spiraling.
I could have done this, but I did this instead.
Yeah.
I have a lot of that.
I think a lot of people do. I mean, it really, I think it probably looks different for different people, but I think that's kind of a common.
Oh, seventh son, Steve, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Steve.
sorry.
Oh. Sending you.
I mean, you know it's coming, but still.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of ones. I can't type, but sending you so much love.
Yeah.
How are you doing with that? Are you okay? I mean, is there anything that you need to say? Would you like to say something about him, or are you good? Like, we just want to make sure you're good.
Yeah.
With this, because that's a difficult thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Wow.
And I see Renee said that, Tommy's situation has kind of made her a little sad.
Yeah.
A lot of people are a little kind of still trying to process that too.
What
does that look like? And and that had to be a hard thing. I mean, a hard thing to come on and share and explain, especially if you kind of didn't really want to, and then affecting that many people. And
that may be a while, Steve, and I'm so sorry.
Really difficult. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah. Lordy.
I love the sound of the birds in the background, Chrissy.
I think that's Ben's bird.
Is that Ben's bird? Oh.
That's the noises in my head.
I enjoy the noises in your head. They're very cheery today.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one bird. He's looking out to all the fat, overweight quail, and he thinks he's one of them or something.
Oh. Well, how are you, Cosmic?
I'm all right. I had a bit of a bad day the other day, but otherwise I'm all right now.
You're sounding pretty muffled.
Your microphone might not be on, or it might be a different. No, that's not it. It's using another mic somewhere.
I'll come back. I'll be back.
Yeah, I like how she has her keyboard and her mouse pad set to volume. You can see them light up when you hear noise.
Yes, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. Hello, Huckleberry. Glad you're here.
Yeah.
So, how's everybody else doing? Is there anything going on with anybody else? How you guys doing?
You know, this is one thing I was thinking about. The head of the
Mhm.
last company I was with, Chase Hughes, he
Mhm.
is getting into neuroscience. He's got a degree from Harvard, all this other stuff. He's got all these letters after his name. And one
Mhm.
of his theories was not theories. One of his lessons or things that he was talking about was people fall into different categories. People who are, he uses the example of animals. People who are herding type animals, when something happens to them, they tend to flock to others. People who are like prickly animals, where if something happens to them, they just push everybody away. And I can't remember some of the people who are like turtles, where they hide. Um,
Mhm.
and and he was always saying the best way to be, and I think I disagree with him on this, and I don't have any letters after my name, at least none that don't spell obscenities. But he kept saying that how you want to be like a wolf. A wolf is a lone animal that has composure and that just deals with it and all this other stuff. And I think I respectfully disagree.
I think
I
so
think
too. I think I
I
do
think
too.
I think the herding instinct of where you go and you get, when you're going through something, you go and get other people. Because
Mhm.
otherwise,
Mhm.
trying to stand on your own, I think that is probably, I could be washed up, but I would lay odds that might be what leads to some of the dependencies that some of us have gotten into.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need
Well,
to.
yeah, and even wolves are still pack animals.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they still have a social hierarchy, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like the Rolling Stoners is pointing out here. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, and herding animals. Did he mean sheep? Was he like sheep and
sheep.
then wolves and then this kind of thing? Because, you know, um, in that case, I could kind of see why you would maybe want to be a wolf because sheep kind of do need a lot of protection. They're not a natural predator, whereas a wolf can protect itself. It can be on its
Yeah,
own. It can be in a pack. It's strong. It's
yeah,
independent. I mean, I can see kind of both sides
yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Uh,
And then that was where I was going with it. Is, at first I was thinking,
yeah,
oh, he's so right that, oh yes, I want to be like this. We want to cast off all this. We want to be like this other animal. And it's like,
yeah,
no, I don't think that. I don't think you can necessarily say you want that 100% of the time.
I
yeah,
love what
yeah.
Huckleberry shares here. I'm whatever animal digs itself under the shed in the yard and bites whoever sticks their hand under there.
That would
So
be a
rabbit,
badger. You're a
rabbit,
Yeah,
badger.
rabbit,
we.
woodchuck.
I can't help it. I have to say it. I'm obliged to. We don't need no stinking badgers. Okay, sorry. I had
Hey,
to. But
Well,
yeah,
uh, say something. Yeah, you're not
yeah.
quite there.
I don't think it's cueing your mic at all, or it's like it's using something else.
I'll come back.
Um, I, I like that though, Huckleberry. I'm
I
whatever
love
animal
that.
under the shed.
Rabbit,
I've
woodchuck.
never be a badger. Badgers are they're kind of vicious, but they dig holes and they hide. You just don't go poking them.
Cosmic is punking us, Shell says.
You know she is. Hey
Hi,
Tammy.
Tammy.
Hey, how are you? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I will always go for the low hanging fruit there, Huckleberry. Like I said, I had to. I didn't have any choice at all. I had to pick that.
Honey Badger don't give a
You'll go-
shit. Oh.
Oh. And Lene says, I like being a hermit. Less pain, less tears. Well, we like when you come out of your hermit shell and come hang
Yeah.
out with, that's nice too.
Yes, it is.
Even hermits have to come out for a little bit.
So some of you that have come later in the meeting, we were talking about, or I was talking about how I'm kind of confronting, my my roadblocks, because it seems like I never really get fully up before once something's slapping me down again,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I'm like, well, what do you want?
Mhm.
If you're garnering all this attention in my life, what do you want? And I'm not asking it in an inquisitive way. I'm asking in a WTF kind of way.
Right, right.
You know?
And I think sometimes we have to do that too. I think we've just got to get angry about the situation and just scream out to the universe and be like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
would you show me what it is I'm supposed to be doing? And one thing I always say is like, look, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. So let's make this really obvious here what it is you expect from me, because I ain't catching what you're laying down. This is not happening, you know. Um, so let's see.
Yeah,
Ellen,
that
yeah.
it probably really is good to get to that point to where you do express it. Otherwise, it's just going to come out
It's
sideways.
just, yeah, or
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be ignored. Apparently, it just
Mhm.
won't. I don't get to
Mhm.
just ignore it and go on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just really curious what it's all about.
Mhm. Mhm.
WTF? Just wanted to say I really appreciate you having the open format. I felt a lot lighter after coming on yesterday. I am so glad, Pup Grimmer, and it was so
Good.
good having you here. It's good
Yeah.
having you here in the chat as well, but it was really good getting to know you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for having that courage to do that. I appreciate you.
Well, and Carol, maybe some of what's going on is creating space like this.
You know
You know.
what? I mean, yeah, I mean, we're kind of all joined together by our WTFs.
Mhm. Mhm. Well,
You
we
know?
are. Yeah. Mhm. Absolutely. Well, and it was your idea and insight and need for something like this that created that. And if you had not gone down the roads that you did, it wouldn't have allowed you to create such a beautiful space. You wouldn't have understood
That's
fully
true.
the need for it. I
That's
mean,
true.
Maybe
you might
so.
have understood it a little bit, but I think that that's part of it too. I mean, it's really not cool that you went through those things to get here. I'm not saying that's cool, but the
Right, right,
fact
right.
that you came out the other side and you're like, hey, you know what? Let's create an interactive space where people can come on and they can feel safe and they can share what they need to share. That's really unlike anything else out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's peer support, but it looks different even than the boat looks. You know, um,
I love this. Huckleberry Haystack Calhoun Shoal says, I've been reading a book on philosophy called Life is Hard, and it addresses things like addiction, chronic pain, intractable roadblocks, and WTFs in general. Yep. Sounds like the book
oh,
I might need to be reading right now.
nice, nice. And Huckleberry, have you found that this is helpful to you? Like, is it really, are you, um, reading it and thinking things through? Because I think aren't you the one that said like you're going through stuff but journaling, just you're not quite to it yet. So is it helping you to process things and think? Because if it's that sounds like a great book. I would love to pick it
It
up too.
does, yeah. Lene says, I ask God all the time to show me the path I should follow. Guess I'm not getting what he is showing me. Well, it doesn't come in a day. I mean, I still don't know what I'm supposed to be when I grow up
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
CK, that is a lot of what I'm saying. Wasted years, a lot of time just spent from one crisis to the next, surviving from one crisis to the next.
This world's full of people who would have been considered successes whose lives fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you have to kind of.
Yeah, Zelda, it does sound like a book we all need. But yeah, and I have lamented those wasted years to the point of I'm worn out with it,
Yeah.
just am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so like, well, so what now? If this is to be the way things are, how do I dance this little dance I'm supposed to be dancing around all this mess?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is this work
And those
now?
are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, can you hear me now? Oh my God.
Yay. Yes.
Gosh, that was
I like a
battle.
Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? How about
Can
now?
you hear me now? Yeah. I haven't seen those, but I've heard about them. That's why I was like, can you hear me now? Yeah, so sorry about that. I did not interrupt.
He says that it is helpful. It also includes information on how and why you react or act in brain function, neural pathways. Okay. Wow, that sounds great.
And it's called Life is
Ooh.
Hard. I'm going to look that up. By
Ah.
Yeah.
K-I.
Life is Hard by Kieran
Where'd it go?
Setian.
I'm just saying hello to everyone. Hi, everyone.
Cosmic!
All right. How are you doing, Cosmic?
Yeah, I'm good. This is Australia Day yesterday. Yeah, Australia. As a New Zealander.
Oh yeah, it's so you're coming up on an anniversary, I think.
Yeah, tomorrow I think it's 4 weeks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We'll have a preliminary celebration and one tomorrow.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is
I don't know,
amazing. And you look like you're doing so well.
I
Yes,
even tidied my desk.
I
Oh,
can
yeah,
tell.
you
It looks
did.
beautiful.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It does look great.
Yeah, I feel like a little tiny person had a big desk.
A Rolling Stone, I am so right there with you. I feel very strongly, she says, that life is not supposed to be this hard. It feels rigged.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well said.
Tammy, I've done the exact same thing. Not that I have forgotten about my daughter, but I know that she's still out there, and I still check on her like all the time and make sure that she's okay. And I know that if she's not okay, I'll be probably one of the first, at least a second to find out. But I just can't right now because, if I put all my eggs in that basket, I'll break.
Yeah.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've had to step back from my son in his life because I have to take care of my mental health first. Tammy, I am so happy to hear you say that, even though I know that is so brutally painful.
Yeah, it is. It's incredibly painful, and it's like, if you tell people who don't understand, they'll be like, "Oh, well, how could you do that? You're supposed to be there. It doesn't matter regardless." But how can you, one of the first things they tell you is put your mask on yourself when you're in a plane, and this is, the actual thing of the metaphorical sense. Save yourself, otherwise you can't save anyone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's exactly what you have to do.
It is rigged. Then again, I do not want to put my tinfoil hat on at the moment.
Yeah, I know you do, Misha. But yeah, but it's just like it does feel rigged, but it's like, but in the end, I think everyone must go through some struggles. I just feel like we don't hear about everybody else's. In the end, like I feel like I just sort of look at people who are all like perfect in the street, and I think, what did they go through this morning? Why do they have such a cranky look on their face? Because like and it's because I very rarely do. I walk through life and I don't look at people. Like I barely notice anybody because I'm too busy off in my own little airy fairy world, thinking about what do I have to do today. Because that's what I'm doing out in the world. I'm out in the world and I want to get back in my own little world. But when I do notice people's faces, I notice a lot of people are really cranky.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's resting bitch face or, if people
I
are
mean,
actually just.
I have that.
Yeah, same.
No,
I mean, like, why are you so mad? I'm like, I'm not mad. Do you want me to be mad? Now I'm mad.
I say the same thing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him, but Jeff Dunham, the puppet that he has that looks like Walter, that's kind of my resting face sometimes. And Michael will be like, "Oh, I see Walter's come out to play," and it's like Walter's always here. But
Yeah, well, it's just like asking someone to calm down. Are you mad?
Oh,
no.
yeah. Yeah.
so bad. So
I'm not
bad.
giving up, but I have to be happy for me and live my life. Yes, you do, Tammy. Yes, you do.
Actually,
That's the only part of your life that you do have control over.
There's actually a song that I've been wanting to share to the group because I listen to it every day. It makes me feel a lot better. It's actually from I think it's from one of the Spider-Man movies, and it's relevant to us. Everything seems a bit hard, but we don't give up, sort of thing.
Right.
Paraphrasing,
Right on,
but yeah,
right on.
yeah. But I've been listening to it daily, like constantly in my car. And because I'm the ADHD type person, I listen to things over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, and I love it. I just think it's very relevant. I really wanted to send it to Stasia as well because I know Wee Man's into Spider-Man, and I think she'd find it really relevant. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right on.
And
So
I wanted
I
to
love
say
this. Are you going to do CKs?
no, it was something Lene had said, but go ahead
Okay.
and you can.
There's no solution to a lifetime of wasted years. Age 10, my father supplied 100 opiates at a time, which ruined my brain since it was still forming. My life has been relatively easy. CK, that's unbearable.
Cindy, I don't know if that's called easy.
No.
And is it the one following that you want to for Lene? This one? Back on meds, getting counseling?
Yes.
Good deal.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. I just wanted to applaud her for that
That is
I know that
good.
he had to wait for a while to get an appointment and to arrange a ride, and it wasn't like super easy for her to maneuver all of that. So I'm just really happy to see that,
Yes,
she's doing good.
That's progress.
It is.
I generally don't notice people unless they act up, and then I wonder who peed in your cornflakes this morning. Then I exit stage left.
You and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much the same.
I understand, and Misha says, I understand. I do. I just. DK, if I ever smile again at times, I just don't know if I can ever smile again at times. I smile, but part of me never will. How do you choose between that and the other? No answers. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know how you sort of feel, but
Yeah.
there are times that you smile, but without your eyes. I guess that's sort of how to put it.
Yeah, right on. Not denial, just facts compared to things I hear. Right on.
Yeah, You know, there's always someone's worst story out there, but that it doesn't make yours any less awful.
Right, or less important. It's kind of, what came to mind was that John Mellencamp song, it's Jack and Diane. It goes, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. Like it just still goes on, even when it's not fun anymore. It still goes, and I think that's one of those things too, because when you're in
I love
those
Sam and Tammy.
periods,
Sorry.
when you're in those periods, it's difficult. It really is difficult to just go through things when you're not finding the joy. And I don't think that we find the joy all the time. You know what I mean? Like we can
right.
work and we can try, but I think even the happiest, most positive person that doesn't find the joy every day.
True. That's
It's-
maybe so.
It's just not always there. I mean, there are days where I'm an angry, wretched little hobbit, and I'm not happy, and I'm really not. And and then I put my eyelashes on and my lipstick, and I come on here for an hour. And my angry little wretched hobbit face, but it really does. I mean, it really is a real thing. I really believe.
And a Rolling Stone says, CK, I don't think they're wasted years. I think it's just all an incomprehensible journey, and all we can do is ... fill in the blank, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If nothing else, come and commiserate here. Insert commiseration here.
Kristen, are you okay? Do you need to talk about anything? She said, "Hey everyone, I am melting down about my job a tad, but hi. We're glad you're here."
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it too.
Hi,
I think
Kristen.
we've got to talk about these times when, we're not always happy and things aren't always going good and life doesn't make sense. And it seems like, I know Michael always refers to it as like the Matrix, he's like, it's always being redirected, and I think a lot of people feel that way. And I think it's important to talk about it, and see that you're not the only one that feels that life kind of.
I really liked seeing the messages from Tammy to who was it? Zelda Z and Tammy. Tammy, I can be family, and then Zelda Z says, Tammy, I can be family. Then Tammy says, I'll set a plate for you at my table.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah, well, in regards to what you said as well, like, with my daughter, like I haven't, instead of what I've done, instead of me being like, oh, like I'm sad about it, but I try not to be sad about it constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Because otherwise,
Go ahead.
No,
Otherwise, no, go
Oh
ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, if I'm sad about it constantly, I'll just be a mess all the time. And I have my son here as well, so it's not like I have nothing.
Right.
But it's just, but when she's ready, it's not like I'll be like, block her off. I'll be like, okay. It's just, when she's ready, I'll be there.
Right on.
Right.
But yeah.
I can't speak for anyone else, but I've really come to rely on finding joy in my art and in books, because otherwise I think there is no reason to smile anymore. And Awaken says, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. Just know the feeling of going crazy for 8+ years, putting her off, putting her in a separate place. It's just so hard when we are parents to go through that. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine.
Yeah.
It's unbearable to think about.
Yeah.
I'm a classic laughing crier, LOL. You know what, Lene? This is pity party day. Welcome to the party. Yeah. I mean, that's what my whole rant is freaking pity party. I've been having a lot of those lately. So
But you're allowed. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like we're all allowed to have a little one every now and
Yeah.
then. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
going to have my little pity party, and I'm going to bring my balloons and my streamers and put them around my bed, and I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
And then I'll
You know?
clean it up and get over it.
I want to say a Rolling Stone. I love Lonesome Dove, and Gus reminds me of my dad. Like, not the part where he goes and runs around, but just his mannerisms and the way he talks and dresses and everything. Whenever I miss my dad, I watch that, and I just watch Gus, and it makes my heart happy. So
Aw.
that's such a good movie because his mannerisms, just kind of how he is, how he acts, how he says things. It's exactly like my dad was. So one of my favorite movies.
Hello, Kristen, Melinda. Just saying that helps. It's going to be okay. I just don't feel okay yet. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's all right.
And it's okay to not feel okay. I mean, like that would not be normal. If you felt okay and great and up and positive all the time, like that's
Yeah.
I think they call it toxic positivity, which I found strange.
Yeah, it's not realistic.
Yeah, which I was like, I guess toxic positivity is like always get through it. Everything will be okay all the time. Like, that's not even
your
real.
house is burning down. Yeah, your house is burning down. You're like, I'm fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's all good. No.
But that means the house is burning down. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you're overly positive, you come off like one of those little people. Oh, turn that frown upside down. You just want,
Okay,
and,
I'll punch you in the face.
like that stupid purple dinosaur.
With a turkey leg.
Break out the turkey leg. I mean, I do always try to say, I would say I'm an optimist, but I try to be realistic about it. Sometimes
I'm
I
a
do
realistic
feel like
optimist.
I'm
definitely a realistic optimist.
Sometimes I do feel a little too like, I don't really mean to be that way. It's just when you've gone through the ick, it's how I've chosen to see things. And sometimes I think, man, I must really sort of sound saccharine.
No, I get it. Because right up until this last incident, I was like the same. I was like, you know what? If I've been through that, I can get through anything. If I can get through anything, you can get through anything. Because I am like the most unstable, like sooky person, Lala, in the world. So if I can get through this, you can get through that. And then like I got this last thing happen. I'm like, you know what? Everything is miserable. We're all miserable. The whole world's going to die. Just bring down the asteroid. Just ruin the planet now. Because I'm just like, you know what? No one can get through anything.
Right.
It is a mass that falls inevitably. They become so heavy and impossible to pick up. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what did it. My mask fell.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, heavy mask, slip, heavy mask, slip.
I always say we can't appreciate the good without the bad, says Zelda. It's a red flag. Ordinary people. And that's what. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that is what makes the earlier point about masks being so heavy. That is what makes a lot of social media decidedly antisocial, when you're just lying about everything is beautiful. Yeah, it's this fake front. I mean, we all wear masks, but it's to another level. If you're not gonna, because you're trying to compete with other people's illusions they're putting up, and you will always come up short.
Exactly. And if anyone's ever seen my Facebook, you can see that my Facebook is reality, because I will vent, I will go on, I will bitch about the life. So if there's no like everything is perfect, this is my life, and airy bullshit on there. Because what's the point? Because it's basic. That's my journal, because I look back on it and I see my memories, and sometimes I'll be like, oh gosh, that was embarrassing. I'll private that. Just like, but I'll make sure it keeps coming up, because that was part of my life. And one day Facebook will be gone, but I know how to archive it. So it's my journal of the last since 2009.
And that's what I like about sites like the Lifeboat. But that's what I like about stuff like that, is it is real. people do
Mhm.
celebrate good times. People do say, "Hey, I'm struggling. I need help with this."
Mhm.
But it is still good to have, I'm struggling. I'm having shortcomings. Blah blah blah. But it's also good to be like a dog because dogs are always ready to party when it's a good time. So you can have both.
Yeah. Well, and I think it just shows humanity. I think we've lost a lot of that human touch, when all of the lockdowns and everything
Oh
happened. I
yeah.
think people went so inside, and I think there was so much fear around it. And I think
Yeah.
that we probably all know people who, I remember before my granny died, she was afraid to even go outside. Like, she was afraid to go outside and go for a walk. My aunt had her so terrified to leave her own home.
Oh.
And
Hmm.
and that was my granny. Like, and there are younger people that has happened to. And it's very sad, and I think it changed who we are as a world forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a pretty thing. Um, yeah, and that's
Yeah.
just it. I don't think it did any good.
Yeah.
And I think we need to see normal. I really do. I think we need to see people that we respect be honest and vulnerable, and I think we need to see them, share things, and because you can't expect someone to share with you if you're not willing to share with them. Like, that's just not how that works. I mean, and I think, like, I was talking to somebody last night. I've made some amazing friends over the internet. And I think that's just how we meet people these days, and how things look.
Some of the best people, like my best friends, I've met over the internet. Like, and one of them, I started talking to her, which it was just like on a regular. It used to be like a Facebook social media site, then it turned into a weird dating site. So it's weird. So now we tell people we met each other on a dating site. Anyway, but yeah, she lived in America, and now she lives, in Petrie, which is about an hour north of me. And we're best
Oh,
friends, and we
wow.
have been for like more than 10 years. So, but we started conversing over the internet about a dude, funnily enough, like, because he was. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, so it's some of the best people I've ever met have been over the internet, and some of my longest
Yeah.
friendships. Like someone I met, like nearly, I think we've been going on 20 years of friendship, constant back and forth. Yeah, so she's seen my children grow. So
I miss MySpace
I
in
love
some
MySpace.
ways. I
They had
know.
the
In
best
some ways, I
widgets.
miss it. I really do.
You
I
put
was
music
never
on there.
Yeah.
You go in there and make it all pretty. No, Facebook's just like white, boring.
Yeah.
It's Facebook. Book your face. Okay. And the origins of Facebook are real dodgy as well. But
Oh, they're horrific.
yeah,
Yeah, as a way to rate women. Ugh.
Ugh.
yeah, I like Discord though. I
Gross.
reckon Discord's pretty cool.
Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting.
Adopted daughter online as a teenager. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discord is close, I think. Okay.
Yes.
And nothing disturbs me more than the glorification of stupidity, Carl Sagan.
Oil hat is going.
I was actually going to make one, but it's not allowed. It's a waste.
There you go. Oh my goodness.
Carl Sagan is my hero too. Oh,
I love him.
I
Have you
was
heard the music that? Sorry, there's like music that it's just like music, but it's got his voice to the music, like like the stuff that he says. It's on YouTube.
No, but I
It's
can
really good.
I can envision it.
It's really
was-
trippy. Yeah.
I saw Cosmos when I was kind of in that age between junior high and high school, and I was enthralled. I'd never seen or heard anything like any of that.
The
I've always loved
original with the dandelion and
Yeah,
The ship of the imagination. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love
I love all
that.
that stuff. Yeah. Obviously, my name's not cosmic because I'm like, yeah, woo woo.
Sagan truth. Yes.
Yeah, I think he was largely responsible for the number of turtlenecks that were in existence in the
nice.
late 70s.
Tommy gave me permission to run watch parties with Superhot on Discord, by the way.
Oh,
I have no idea what any of that means.
permission
Super
to run
hot
watch
is
party.
Johnny's. Yeah, you go.
Yeah. Yeah, basically the Discord server that everybody keeps talking about, you can join there. I've never done it, but you can play movies over it. And you can have
Oh, watch parties. Okay.
Yeah, it would basically be like this, except you'd be watching a movie and you could be commenting off to the side. I've never seen that. I've always wanted to. Yeah,
Interesting.
I am a woo-woo Christian. Explain that one.
Sorry?
I'm
Oh,
a woo-woo Christian, says Misha. Explain that one. Well, I'm glad that you are who you are. That's about as good as I can do with an explanation. Needs no explanation. There we go.
Nope.
Stop typing because Ben has it right. What do you mean? Since when have I ever been the voice of reason?
Yeah, no, but Super Hot's really cool. I watched it and it was really enthralling and gripping. So
Yes. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but Lene kind of got into the little chili head thing a little bit there for a while. I don't know if she's still liking the chili stuff, but she kind of got into that. So a rolling stone. We'll be here when you get back.
either my internet's faster or my comprehension is.
Well,
Yes. Has everyone had a meeting?
I don't know. Do you guys feel like we've had a meeting, or does anybody still need a meeting? Still
anyone heard
liking
from Sophia?
peppers.
Carol, what do you think is your biggest challenge you're facing right now? Is
I just saw your name, Ben.
What to do with myself?
Hmm.
You know, I mean, you got to do something, you know, to make ends meet. And I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't know what I can do, and I don't know how to find it. I don't know where to look.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
I'd love to do this full time, but you know.
Well, you could. You could always write a program. I mean, this is different to what anyone else is doing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's got foundations of smart recovery, but smart recovery's got foundations of a whole bunch of other things, and basically it's all peer support, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just trying not keep, my eyes got something in it, it's all blurry, and I'm like, why can't I read all of a sudden? But yeah, there's many things you could do that's based off this, and like this, I think this works best because it's small.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it works best because it's small. Like if it had like 50 people, it wouldn't work. Like, and that's one of the things that doesn't work about smart recovery, I've got to tell you, is that sometimes there's like 30, 40 people in a group and all trying to have like introductions and all that sort of stuff, and it doesn't work because no one ever gets to get real deep and have a real deep conversation. And that's what one of the reasons. Well, the group that I really liked the best was the small one, because we got to know each other better and all that sort of stuff. And I like the big groups too, because you learn stuff, and there's lots of people who'd been in there and new people and all different phases. But the big groups you didn't really connect. And I think the peer support thing that works best about it is connection. Like,
yeah. So and I think, you know, we need it more than ever, you know, because
we lost so much connection.
We did.
Yeah, and you know, now it seems like, you know, this Zoom stuff, we connect all throughout. Well, this isn't Zoom, but we can connect all over the world, and we learned that. There are lots of bad things that happen due to the rains or the bid, or whatever you want to call it, but there's lots of good things that happen too. We learned the world opened up in many ways when it closed down.
That's true.
So,
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
We're still having to figure out what happened. I feel like,
so
and where do we go from here?
well, we all have to adapt.
Yeah.
And also we have to rebuild what we lost, and a lot of that is community and connection.
Right. And it was already kind of slipping anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was, and because just think of the division that was happening, and then COVID came along, and the rains, and then just split everything in so many different ways, and and I just think we just need to just forget it. Okay, don't forget it, because it's there, it exists, blah blah blah, fine, but we just need to just deal with it and just come back together as people and remember that we're humans, and humanity matters more than whatever. We've lost humanity. Where's the humanity gone?
Yeah.
So it's just things that with this loss of connection, it's been so easy for us to forget that there's people over there in all these different places that they're losing their lives over what, land, oil, whatever, and here we are. So bring back community and bring back humanity.
I love
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Imagine your brain thinking about my brain thinking about yours. Hee hee.
I know, isn't that amazing? We just came from primordial slime, and now our brains are thinking about other beings'
people's
brains, thinking about our brains. I mean, it's like brainception.
Hey, Rose.
I love this. The great thing about Carol's group is that it's like chatting in her living room with a group of friends. It is.
Yeah.
It so is.
And Huckleberry, the way to learn to fly is to miss the ground. Aim for the ground and miss. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's from Hitchhiker's Guide.
From
Hitchhiker's
Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah.
So I've always got a towel too. I literally have a towel in my car.
How did I miss?
I know that song. And I live without you. Was that With or Without You? What song was that? What song was that?
It sounds like it was a phone ringing.
It was
ringtone.
a default ringtone on Verizon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it
nothing.
Like With or Without You by is that
by
U2?
Yes, it would have been U2. Yeah.
What if I fall? But what if I fly?
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. Haven't you ever had those dreams where you fly?
I don't remember my dreams like a whole lot.
Oh, well, see, I never really flew, but I bounced and then flew and then bounced and flew.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh no, it's great. And if you can, you should listen to the original Hitchhikers was actually a radio recording of I think it was BBC Radio.
Okay.
It's excellent. It's so funny.
Yeah, they made it an audiobook. Yeah, you can just.
Is it an audiobook now?
Well, yeah, I think they just chopped all the BBC shows together and.
Yeah, God, it's hilarious. Like I sat there as I think it was 11 or 12 and listened to the radio, the audio shows. I was thinking, I don't know if I'm allowed to listen to this, but it was hilarious. It's so funny, and it's got was it Douglas Adams in it, and all the funny people. But yeah.
Aww.
I want a T-Rex suit.
Cosmic, I could see you in one of those.
Those little squirrel suits are cute. Little squirrel squad.
There you go.
I've had those too, Huckleberry, trying to run up a hill. And I can't get up the hill. My legs are too heavy or something. I don't like that.
I was trying to run duck rocks big time. That sounds like that would be a sucky dream to have. Woo. My nightmare. searching through tons of dirty bathrooms looking for a clean toilet. That
That
is
would
Well,
be a
see,
nightmare.
to no avail.
that
Oh,
light switch thing is my reality. I'm constantly looking for light switch in a house I've lived in for like, what, 2 years or something. Where's the light switch? Why is it over there? It's been there the whole time.
I tried to rickroll everybody, but I couldn't figure it out. So, oh well.
have you seen the
I can figure
trucks
it out.
video where it runs from the sound of the vacuum? I peed myself laughing. I have not.
Either.
But it is funny just thinking about it. Well, what thinks y'all?
I think I'm good.
I think I am too.
Yeah.
Does everybody feel better? I feel like I do feel better.
Yeah.
I always feel better seeing all your beautiful faces and names.
Yes, yes, yes. Like I like
And
seeing
Ben.
everything.
Jokes, Ben, jokes. Sorry.
Very good. Very good. Well, I mean, I think if we're all good, we can do some box breathing and a quick meditation. I think my dogs are still missing. They've been gone for a while. I think they might have ran down to the lake, and we might have to go hunt for them.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They've been gone for quite a while. So we'll see. I don't.
I
Don't.
love this.
Good thoughts
Yeah,
for the doggo. Come back.
yeah, you would, Chuck. I'm good. Thanks, everyone, especially Shell, who drags me out from under the shed.
Chuck would. All right.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and do some box breathing and a quick little meditation, and I'll hop off and go hunt for my dogs when we're done with all of that. But it was so good to see everybody. So what we'll do is we'll start with 3 box breathing. So breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale until all of the air is out of your lungs. If you have a personal mantra or something positive you want to say to yourself, say it as you're breathing in, and anything that you want to release and let go, say it as you're exhaling. And then when we're done with the guided meditation, I'll say, whenever you're ready, open your eyes. So go ahead and close your eyes. Shake it loose. Roll your shoulders a little bit. Relax. Go ahead and drop into your heart space, whether that is putting your hand on your heart or envisioning a small version of yourself going into your heart center, opening the door, and sitting in all of the love that you have for yourself in your heart. We're going to go ahead and do 3 box breathings. So go ahead and breathe in, hold, and exhale. Again, breathe in, hold, and exhale. Last one, breathe in, hold, and exhale. I want you to imagine that we are all in a circle on the beach next to the ocean. There's a warm breeze blowing in off the ocean, the smell of the salty air, just enough to have the wind whip through your hair and feel comfortable. The sun is out and it's bright and shiny, and we're all standing in a circle. All of a sudden, somebody takes a big beach ball and they bounce it to you. And we start volleying the beach ball back and forth, laughing and giggling as we move and jump and dive to keep the ball from touching the ground. Enjoying this little bit of play, like carefree children, smiling, happy, laughing. take a moment to just imagine what this scene looks like. Ducking, diving for the ball, getting in the sand, just enjoying playing at the beach, ball with your friends. There's no heaviness. There's nothing we've got to do, nothing that needs to be handled. Just enjoying the childlike innocence of pure laughter and play. And finally, the ball hits the ground, and we all giggle and laugh. And then we look around and we take each other's hands. And in that moment, we just send out thoughts of good vibes and prayers and positivity to each and every one. So take a moment to receive these loving, joyous, happy, innocent, childlike thoughts and to send them out to those in the group. And now, feeling completely full of joy and laughter, lightheartedness and innocence, surrounding us all in your body and your space. We are ready to go off into the rest of our day or the rest of our evening a little lighter, a little happier, a little more giggly, and a little more childlike. When you are ready, open your eyes. I thought we could do
Told you I'd figure it out. I was sitting there going,
I'm never gonna let you down.
Huzzah!
huzzah!
Yeah, huzzah!
Got ya.
And,
Well, I am gonna go.
Steve, if
see
you're
what-
here, and Steve, if you're still here, seventh son, I'm going to be keeping you in my prayers. I am so
Yes,
sorry
absolutely.
about your brother, and I
Absolutely.
yeah.
Sending you lots of love. Well, Huckleberry, I like that.
I'm sorry. I was like looking for one. I was like, has to be under 8 seconds.
I loved it. It was perfect. I am gonna catch you guys all tomorrow. So you guys all have a good night.
You
and I will see
too.
you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
Christy. Bye.
Yeah.
Love yous. Bye. I'm sorry, Ben. You don't look amused. I'm sorry in that not sorry way. All right. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next meeting.
Okay.
Peace.
Love ya. You take care, Ben.
You try to.
I have tried and failed many
yeah,
times.
yeah, okay, that's about what. Yeah. Well, no matter where you go, there you are.
There you
That's,
are.
that's about the wisdom I have for today. And I hope you have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, you guys. This has been one to kind of lighten the load. You guys are awesome. And I love each and every one of you. And I thank you for being here. You guys make this place so good. Such a good place to be. And hope to see you next time. Hey, Debbie Doodles. Hope to see you next time. And until then, peace, y'all.